Hey gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and today's video is about why am I starting to buy gold, okay? Now, I like to let you guys know that before I made that decision to start buying gold, I didn't know anything about gold, okay? For the past 2 months, I've been spending every day studying, researching it, etc. And I feel like I've learned significant amount of information because for 7 days a week, I just studied it, read books about it. And so before I knew anything about gold, something in my gut, something I would say the ether, told me, hey, right now is the time to get into gold. I didn't know anything about it, but let me give you some ideas why I decided to go with my gut feeling. As many of you guys that follow me on YouTube, you know I'm a refugee to America. My parents and I had to escape Iran because everyone in Iran is Muslim. So if you're not Muslim, they torture you, kill you, just like the Holocaust with the Jews in Germany. So we had to get up overnight to get out, escape our country. And I remember being a little kid, a small little kid. What my dad had was he turned his currency in Iran into gold, and then he brought that over to Pakistan and Spain and America. And I was a kid, so I didn't really understand that. But one thing I do remember is that whenever he came to America, even though he wasn't educated or anything, he was a pretty smart guy because he turned his fiat money, which is like paper money, into gold. And then when he came here, he went to pawn shops and was able to get his money out. And that was a very smart move. And so what does that mean? What does that mean to you and me, and why am I investing in it? That lets me know that gold is accepted anywhere. If you're in a third world country like Iran, or if you're in the most powerful country like America, gold is accepted anywhere and is very highly liquidable, unlike real estate, okay? So that's point number one. Point number two is that gold has been around for the beginning of time, like, Darius the Great, the Persian Empire, Roman Empire, Greek, all these guys, if you go look at the history book and just Google it, they used to have gold. So the gold that you would find in the Persian Empire, you can still find it today. Some collectible coin collector still has it. So that gold that was used so many years ago is still here today. It still has value, which is very unlike any other currency. What most people don't know is that in America, and I knew this, but what I also learned in other countries now. But like, let's just talk about America. Our money is not backed by gold. It's fiat, which means it's not worth anything. The only reason it's worth anything is because of the psychological of people and the power of America. Therefore, it's fiat. And many people don't understand that. So if other countries decide not to use America as the backbone for their currency, then the value of our money will depreciate, okay? It'll have less value because it's based on confidence of not only the American people, but people around the world, okay? So having fiat money means that it can get destroyed, it loses value, which brings me to point number three. One reason where I thought about also to get into gold is I remember, when I was growing up in high school, when I used to get gas for my car, it cost like 89 cents per gallon. And today, I get the same exact gas. Now I'm paying anywhere from like $3 to $4 for that gas. So the other problem with fiat money is that the Federal Reserve, which is not the government, it's a separate corporation, they keep printing money. And what that does is it dilutes the money. It dilutes the power, the strength of the dollar. That's why we have to have more dollars to buy 1 gallon of gas, where when I was in high school, the same gas required $1. Now it's required $3 to $4. So our buying power gets diluted, gets lost. Okay. Another reason why I start buying gold and start studying it is because I feel like the Federal Reserve robs me because of the dilution of them printing money of my time. Because, for example, if I have to put up time to go to work, let's say if I had a job, which I don't, but let's say if I had a job, I would have to go to work 40 hours, and let's say I make $100. Well, my $100, let's say, usually would buy 5 items. Well, now that the Fed starts printing more money, I gotta go work 40 hours. Now again, I can make $100, but my $100 now only buys 3 items or 4 items. See how it robs me of my time? It robs me of my freedom. So it didn't make any sense to, have my money sitting in the bank. The banks don't give me no fucking interest. I gotta pay them monthly fees, or basically they use my money to make money and lend out. But if I want to wire money, let's say to some company, I got to pay $25. If I want to get my statements mailed to me, it's going to be extra $5, $10. So it doesn't make any sense to leave my money in the bank, because A, I don't get a interest for it. B, I got to pay them money to hold my money for them to make money. And then most importantly, the Federal Reserve, the government, together, they're like robbing you and me of our time, because we have to invest this much time, let's to make $100, but now our $100 first bought 5, now buys 4, now buys 3 items. So over the years, our buying power, or the dollar value, it gets diluted, it gets weaker and weaker. So it's like robbing me of my youth or my energy, because I have to put this much energy to make $100, and now my $100 used to buy 5 things, but now it buys 3 things. See, it doesn't make sense. So that was another reason why I decided to go with gold, because the more the Federal Reserve prints money, because so many different reasons, the less financial freedom I have. So that was another reason why I decided to go with gold. Okay. So again, how did I get the idea to get into gold? Something told me in my gut feeling, hey Mike, real estate is really, really high right now. We're going into a bubble. Stocks are very, very high. We're going into a bubble. The bond market is very, very high. We're going to the bubble. And then the interest rate, guys. Interest rate is at the all-time low, dude. There's not much more. So like, if we get another crash, it's not just going to be a real estate bubble or stock market bubble. It's going to be multiple things getting the crash. Bonds, real estate, stocks. And one of the tools that the Federal Reserve uses to boost the economy is, print more money or lower the interest rate. Well, lowering the interest rate, they can't do it anymore. It's already at 0. The next thing they got to do is go to negative interest rate. And what that means is that for me and you is, let's say you have $100,000 into your bank, in your savings. If it goes to negative interest rate, you're the one that has to pay the bank for them to, so you have $100K in the bank, it goes to negative interest rate, let's say 1%. Now every month or every year, you got to pay the bank 1% of your money for them to hold your fucking money at the bank. That doesn't make any sense, and which is pretty crazy. And that's already happening in other countries in other part of the world, guys. I know we don't hear about it in America, but if you do a little research, you understand what I'm saying. It's already happening with negative interest rates in other countries, because of fiat money and the central banking system, monetary policies. So something in my gut told me, hey Mike, everybody's going to real estate. I've done a couple of videos about it. Why this is the wrong time to get in real estate, unless you're just wholesaling, or you're just a realtor, or if you have a business related to it. I think the bubbles, we're going to hit it pretty soon. So everybody's going right. I got to go left. And I didn't know anything about gold, right? But I do remember, like, hey, when my parents came to America, they transferred their money into gold, and when we came here, gold was accepted. Okay, so that's point number 1. I remember that, and I explained these ideas. Point number 2 is what I remember is that in the 2007 fourth quarter, when the market crashed, 2008, I do remember thinking about gold, because it shot up for like $300-400 an ounce to like almost $1,900 an ounce. And I thought to myself, man, I should have bought some gold. I never thought about gold as an option. So that was the mental check number 2, where I said to myself, hey, next time when the market is going great, that means gold prices are going to come down, which is happening right now. I am going to get into gold, because when the market crashes, gold's going to shoot up. And so that was point number 2. So the 2 reasons that I came is point number 1 that I already explained, and point number 2 is that I remember from the last crash what happened to the price of gold, that it shot up, and I told myself I was going to buy some. So now, guys, now you know why I don't want to say I'm not investing in real estate, but I'm not marketing for it. I'm not going looking for deals. If a deal comes to me on my lap, you know, it's a great deal, I'll buy it. I'm not going to do the buy and hold for right now. If I get a subject to deal where I've got to spend like $2 or $3 grand to obtain a, you know, a cash flowing property that gives me $300, $400, $500 a month, I'll do that. But I'm not going to go buy something really cash in today's comps, because it's just inflated, dude. If I'm going to run comps, I'm going to run comps in the recession and see how much has gone up. So these are a couple of reasons why I got into gold right now, and silver. Not much in silver, but for my research, like I said, the past 2 months I haven't done anything besides just study gold and silver. It looks like a good option as well. For me, gold was better because, you know, if I want to buy, let's say, a big amount of fucking silver, I would need a big old storage facility, where if I wanted to buy a big amount of gold, it would only be this much, because gold is so dense and the value is so much compared to silver. But from my research, it seems like a lot of smarter people than me are saying that silver is a good option for investing. I did buy about 5-10% silver, 90% gold for myself. Now, guys, I'm going to do other videos of what I've learned about gold and silver, so I can share with you and some of the mistakes I made when I buy gold and silver, so you guys don't make it. But again, at this time, I'm getting into gold. I'm going to wait for the market to crash. When everybody crashes and burns, when everybody's running out of real estate, I'm going to take my gold. At that time, I'm going to cash out, because the price is going to be up, and then I'm going to buy me some fucking real estate. Pay cash for it, because I'll be able to get that wealth. And as I did a video just a day ago, or just an hour ago, a couple of hours ago, is that, let's say gold prices go down. You know, I bought them for like $1,250. Let's say they go down to $900. I don't really lose money, guys, because I'm not gonna participate in that depression or that recession. If prices go down, I'm not gonna play that game. I'm just gonna sit out. The only time I'm gonna get into the game is when the prices go up. And just like the video I made a while back, just a couple of hours ago, same thing with real estate. If you buy a property today and then in a year or two the market crashes and you lost 30%, 50% of your home value, you don't have to sell at that time. So what? It's just a phantom loss. It's just on paper. You could just wait around for the market to come up and then get into the game. And so that's one of the things that, for example, if you buy real estate right now, you know, yeah, it's not the best time, but you're not going to get burned. You know, even if you buy at a very top dollar, you just have to hold on to it for a longer period of time before you're able to see your profit, because eventually the prices will come up, not because of just real estate itself, but because the Federal Reserve keeps printing money, so it causes inflation, so the price by itself is just going to come up. Does that make sense? At the very least, that idea is going to 100% work, because if you look at each presidency, we're printing so much more money than the previous presidents of America. So, and the more I've learned about gold in this past 2 months, it has really opened my eyes. And I'm going to share some of these videos with you in a couple other videos. Guys, if you like these videos, please comment, please share, please like, and go out there and hustle and bustle. Don't take no for an answer. Thank you.